So we'll do our regular warm-up, and then we'll do a little bit of warm-up for the back, and then some things on the floor. So feet hip width apart, toes straight ahead, sitting bones down, bottom ribs toward your spine and up, shoulders back and down, and crown to the ceiling. Spread your toes, no gripping. Let your belly move as you breathe. So dropping the diaphragm, inhaling fully, belly expanding as those organs move, and sinking back in as you exhale. And just take a few moments to follow your breath. So draw in awareness, and exhale stress and tension. And just bring that awareness to your yoga frame of reference and keep it there. And then inhaling, arms out to the sides. Exhale, hands to your heart. Stretch to the front, keep those shoulders down. And hands behind you, fingertips clasped. Press them to the floor as you lift your heart, head back. And then push your hips back and exhale on over. So into your forward bend as deeply as you'd like. Lift your sitting bones for a little hamstring stretch. Take a few breaths here, just relaxing. And then knees bent, chin in. Lift your ribs as you drop your sitting bones and just wind that spine. You want to feel all those bones moving in place. Stretch back through the top of your head and lift your heart and breathe. And then inhale up and release. And just take a moment, feel across that heart area, shoulder area, just a little bit of opening. And again, arms out to your heart, stretch to the front, exhale behind, clasp the fingers the opposite way, and stretch back. Again, pivot at your hips, come on over, and deepen as much as you need today. So we're going to work the lower back, so kind of relax through that lower back area. Just kind of tuck in the chin, pull your head toward your legs maybe a little more. And then when you're ready, work your way back up slowly. And heart high, shoulders down, and stretch the top of your head back. And then inhaling, come up, releasing your arms. Just take a moment, noticing what's going on circulation-wise. And again, arms out, palms toward the ceiling, over your shoulders. Clasp your hands, bring them back, arms by your ears, shoulders down, and lean over to the side. So push the foot you're leaning away from down. Get those ribs stretching apart on the opposite side. Out through the top of your head. And inhale back to the center. Keep those shoulders down as you switch your hands. And again, stretch through the top of your head and lean over to the other direction. And again, both shoulders facing the front. So don't lean that top shoulder forward. And get those ribs opening. And then inhale back upright and release. So ribs are a little more stretched all along that oblique. And once more for our twist, arms out, palms up over your shoulders and clasp your elbows. Keep those arms near your ears as much as you can. Stretch your spine open and twist. Keep the knees soft and the weight on both feet. Stretch in the twist and pivot over. So exhale and relax as much as you'd like into that position. And breathe. Spread your toes, no gripping. Lift your sitting bones. And then staying in your twist, slowly work your way up. And heart toward the ceiling, looking overhead. Head back, shoulders down. Take a breath. And inhale to the top. Exhale to the center. Switch those arms around. Again, pulling shoulders down. Stretch the head up and twist. And again, lengthen on the breath in. Pivot over as you exhale. So just deepen as much as you'd like and relax. Shoulders and shoulder blades toward your waist and head toward the floor. And then in your twist, again, working your way up. Remember, gentle on the low back. Just lift your heart looking up. Shoulders down. And again, inhale to the top, exhale around to the center, arms up, and then out, pivot forward, drop into ragdoll. So just take a moment there, relaxing, lift the sitting bones, hands behind your legs to pull in a little bit more, get a good stretch through that back of your body. And hands to the front, slide them up under your shin, under your knees, on your shins, and chin toward your chest a little bit, crown reaching forward. So elbows straight, knees straight, back straight. And then drop back to ragdoll, bend your knees, tuck in your chin, and again, just slowly wind that spine all the way up, shoulders back and down, and into mountain pose. So feet together, sorry, and hands above your knees, knees bent toward your toes, not beyond, and just gentle circles, work your feet and ankles, knees, and that lower back, just very gently. And then stop and go the other direction with those knees circling. And stop and come back upright and feet back to hip width. So either clasp your hands behind you or push your fingertips up into reverse prayer. And then bend your knees toward your toes again, not beyond, don't overwork those knees. And then big hip circles. So just warming up that lower back area. So as much of a circle as you think feels right. And stop and go the other direction. So just breathing, relaxing, crown to the ceiling. And then again, stopping and back into mountain pose. Just take a moment, feel the circulation there across that sacrum lower back area. So we'll do our pelvic tilts, and that works that area again. So toes a little to the sides, knees bent toward your toes, not beyond, hands above your knees. And we're going to push the sitting bones back and the chest forward, coming into our back bend. And just kind of emphasize a little bit through that lower back, maybe because we're going to work that today. And then round forward. So pull the navel, ribs back toward the spine, shoulders a little forward, sitting bones down and forward, and really stretch through that lower back area. So inhaling, pushing it back, exhaling, ducking it forward. So just a few times, as slow or fast as your lower back needs today. But remember, not a lot of pressure in the hands. They're just helping keep your shoulders kind of over your knees. Breathing, working through that whole spine, but especially through that lower back part of it. And then the next time you're forward, just pause a moment and then inhale and come back up and into mountain pose. Take a moment just feeling that lower back. Take the heels of your palm in on your lower ribs or lower shoulder blade, and then down fingertips toward your hips, and then elbows toward each other, unless of course you have shoulder issues, in which case be gentle there. And again, we're just going to lift the heart and look up and push your head back. So keep that lower back nicely supported. Keep the hips over your ankles and just lift the heart and come as much into that back bend as feels good for you. So you can go just a little, or you can go more, or you can go fully extending back even further, just depending on how much your body is willing to do. And then chin toward your chest as you come back up, and again, reach into mountain pose. So just kind of focus on how that circulation is working through your lower back and notice what your spine is telling you. So we're mostly going to be working the spine today. So let's stretch up and exhale over and come all the way down into our transition, child's pose. A little bit of hips toward your heels and a rounding forward. So if you keep your knees together, remember you'll get more stretch through that lower back. So do that for this morning, if that's right for your body. Take a breath. Just relax. Good stretch along the whole back. And then bring your hands out in front. And we're going to pivot up and slide your feet back and come all the way down on your belly. Head to one side. Hands, palms up. And just relaxing, resting crocodile. And down. Oh, that's because I sprayed. And turn your head to the opposite side and relax. So just take a moment, feel that whole body, stretch through your spine. So remember, sitting bones toward your heels and shoulder blades toward your waist and base of the skull and crown forward. Bring your forehead to the mat. Then we're going to, cross your arms across that lower back area. And then inhale, face forward, crown up toward the ceiling. Tuck your chin back in. Shoulder blades toward your waist, chest forward and up. Come as high only as your body wants to get those arms really nicely into that lower back for support. Toes hip width apart behind you. Stretch them back. And if you want a little more, you can lift those feet slightly off the floor. Stretching back through the base of the toes, out through the chest, and up through the crown. So as much into as back bendy as you want to get. And then feet down, exhaling, upper body down, and relax. Release your arms, and again, head to the side, shoulders down, taking a breath. Exhaling, head to the other side. And just take a few breaths there, relax. Feel that circulation through the lower back, and breathe. And then forehead to the mat. Bring your arms up above your head along the floor. Shoulders relax, hands shoulder width apart. So we're going to bring one hand up, stretch it out a little bit. So if you have shoulder issues today, don't do that too high. You can even leave it on the floor if you need to. And then the opposite foot comes up. Stretch back through the base of the toes. So hip bones stay down and chest forward and up, chin toward your chest a little bit, and that one hand up and the opposite foot up. And then stretch a little bit longer. And then bring the foot down and the hand down and your head down. Take a moment and breathe. Feel what's going on. Now we'll do the other side. So fingertips up, stretching it forward, and foot up, stretching it back. Hip bones staying down on both legs. Stretch it a little bit more. Take a breath. And exhale, foot and hand down, and forehead to the floor. Take a moment, feeling your body. Now remember, when we do both together, it's more intense. So be gentle wherever you need to, whether that's the shoulders or the back. So palms toward the floor, shoulder width apart, and face a little bit to the front, crown up. Bring those arms up, shoulder blades toward the waist, and then hips down, both feet up, reaching back through the toes, only as high as your body wants to go. So stretching it out, lengthening, breathing, and feet down, hands down, head down, and relax. And then hands under your shoulders, push back into child's pose, and just get a nice little stretch where we were contracting in that little back bend in your lower back. So take a moment there, breathe, exhale tension. And then arms back to the front. And again, pivoting up and coming back all the way down onto your belly into crocodile. So head to the side, just relax those shoulders down. Turn your head on an exhalation to the other side. Work your neck evenly on both sides. So we're going to do something similar to the one we were just doing, only a little bit more effortful, I guess. So once again, arms overhead at shoulder width, palms toward the floor. And again, feet hip width apart, hips staying down. Inhale, face forward, crown up. And just like we started last time, bring your hands up a little or more, depending on where your shoulders want to go. Feet up, stretching back through the base of the toes. Same exact thing we started with last time. Stretch it out a little bit further maybe. Feet maybe a little higher for that lower back. Take a breath. And as you exhale, release the feet and hands. Now we're going to rotate the arms back so the hands are palms down, slightly away from your hips. And we're going to do something similar, of course. So once more, inhale, face front, crown up, bring those arms up and stretch those fingertips back toward your feet. And then hips staying down, lift those feet only as high as you want them to go. So chest forward and up, chin toward your chest a little bit so that neck keeps stretching, crown reaching out, toes and fingers reaching back as much as you'd like, as high or not into that back bend. And then feet and hands down and forehead back to the floor. And then bring those arms overhead again and relax. So we're kind of putting those two together now. So once again, inhale, face up, crown to the ceiling, chin back, chest forward and up. Raise those hands just a little bit, raise those feet just a little bit, stretch it out. And then as you inhale, bring those hands back and expand that chest even further forward, coming as more or a little into that back bend as your body wants. Take a breath and then exhale, bring those arms back overhead and feet to the floor, hands down, forehead down, hands under your shoulders. And again, just a nice little forward bend in child's pose. So take a moment there, breathe and relax. And then inhaling, come up on your heels. If you have a mat or a pad of some sort, you're going to want it under your knees. We're going to go into some camels for that lower back. So get your knees nicely padded. And then we're going to come up with the hips right above the knees and the feet either straight back from your knees or a little bit toward each other. That stabilizes a little bit more. Supported. So just like we did when we were standing, heel of the palm on the bottom ribs, fingertips down toward your waist, and then shoulder or elbows toward each other if you want a little more expansion across the shoulders. If you're having shoulder issues, don't go there. So keep your hips right above your knees and lift your heart toward the ceiling, rotating your face up and the crown back. You're coming into a little bit of an upper body back bend, but supporting through that lower back. So not a lot of work going on this time in the lower back. The more you bring the elbows toward each other, the more that chest area will open and expand. So if your shoulders are okay with that, you can do that. And tuck the chin back a little bit toward your chest. You don't want to crunch the back of your neck too much as you reach the head back. Take a breath. And then exhaling, chin coming toward your chest, lifting the heart back over your hips and knees, and then sink back down onto your heels, and you can come all the way over into child's pose. So just take a moment there and breathe. So we're going to continue into more camel positions if that's good for you, or you can stick with the version we already did. You never have to go any further than that first supported position because that's the safest for your lower back. And if you don't move your elbows too much toward each other, it's also safer across your shoulders. So do what's right for your body. So inhale and sit up on your heels, and then again coming up onto your knees with that padding under them. Again, feet either straight back or a little bit toward each other, stabilizing and supporting your lower back with your hands, just the same way. Elbows toward each other if that's right for your body. And again, knees staying right above the hips, staying right above the knees. And crown reaching back as you bring that heart up. Keep that chin a little bit toward your chest. Stay there. Or you can take one hand and reach it back for your heel. If it's not quite reaching, tuck your toes under. That raises the heel. and gives you a little bit less area to reach for. Or you could go a little further with the foot down if that works for you. And then bringing your hand back to your back, crown back toward the ceiling, and then we'll do the other hand. So again, look up and release that other hand, reach back. If that heel isn't anywhere near your hand, tuck the toes, lift the heel, or keep it flat and deepen a little bit further into that back bend. Your choice, remember, personal practice. And then again, lifting that hand back to your spine and lower back. And again, chin to the front and sinking into child's pose. So take a moment, just let your whole body relax. And then inhaling, sitting up. So we're going to do both hands together only if you think that's right for your back. If it's not, then just continue to do the supported version. So again, inhaling, hips up on your heels, chest forward, rising onto your knees, hips right above. Hands supporting your lower back, elbows toward each other as much or little as your body needs, looking slightly up, chin back towards your chest, crown reaching back. Stay here. Perfectly good camel. Nice supported camel. You can do the tucking toes so that the heels are a little higher, or you can keep them flat. So let's tuck the toes the first time. So lift your heart, look up, and stretch the top of your head back. Stay supported, or lift one hand off to the heel and then the other, and lift your heart. So a little bit more intense if you go, oops, that was a mistake, hand to your back, and then the other one, and back into the supported version. So your choice, how deep you go. And then chin towards your chest, releasing those hands, and again, just sinking back into child's pose. Take a moment there, breathe, and relax. And then inhaling again, hips onto your heels, and coming up once more. So if you did the toes tucked version and you want to try the full version, you can do that. If you want to stay in the supported version, you can always stay there. So again, coming up, hips over your knees, supporting your lower back with your hands, elbows as much or as little toward each other as you want, toes tucked or not, your choice, and keep those hips right over your knees. And if you feel like you're ready, you can reach back for one heel and then the other, and keep pushing those hips over your knees and the chest toward your ceiling as you're in your position. Take a breath. Chest higher. And then if your hands are back, bring them back to your hips. And chin forward, sink back, hips to your heels. And again, a nice child's pose to counteract. Take a moment and breathe. And then if you've got your mat folded, you can straighten it back out. And bring your hands in front. And again, we're going to come up and onto our bellies. So hands forward, rising up, and pivoting into resting crocodile. Take a moment and breathe. Head to the other side as you exhale. And just work that neck evenly on both sides. So feet are hip width apart. Get those hips sinking down. Hip bones are going to stay on the mat, on the floor as you do this. Hands, palms down near your side, and then slide your chin forward. So start with your forehead on the mat, straightening the spine, and then slide your chin forward. So this is uncomfortable on your neck. And if it's too uncomfortable, put your forehead down to the floor. You don't need to keep the chin down. So hands just staying near your sides, palms down, shoulders down toward the floor, chin forward, and then one foot, slide it back. And then keeping the hip down on the floor, lift your foot as you reach back through the base of your toes. So only lift it as high as you want to, keeping both hips on the floor and stretching out through the toes as much or as little as you need. Chin sliding forward, or bring that forehead back down if you need to. Take another breath, maybe lift a little higher, but keep those hips down. And then exhale that leg down and tuck your forehead back to the floor. So relax, kind of move back and forth, getting those hips even. Hands, palms down, slightly away from your sides. And again, slide that chin forward, shoulders down. So as you're ready, feet are hip width apart, hip bones are down, slide that opposite foot out and lift it off the floor a little or more. Remember, personal practice only as high as your lower back is willing to go. Take a breath, sink down through the shoulders, through the hips. Inhale, maybe lift that foot a little higher if it's working in your back, but don't go too far. Keep reaching out through the base of the toes. Keep those hip bones down. And exhale, foot back down if you haven't already. And again, forehead to the floor. So we're going to do both feet together. It's more challenging. So we're going to bring the hands under your legs. You can either turn them palms up or down. Down keeps those shoulders a little bit more connected, or you can clasp your hands and straighten your elbows and get those arms all the way under you for support through the shoulder area. Chin toward the floor, slide it forward. Base of the toes, reach it out, and we'll lift those both feet, pressing the hips down into your arms or hands or wherever. And lifting those feet only as high as your body wants them to go. So chin forward or forehead to the mat if that chin and neck area are bothering you. Keep reaching out, feet about hip width apart, lifting the bottoms of the feet toward the ceiling with those knees as straight as they want to be. And those hips pressing down and those shoulders pressing down. And remember, of course, you can release earlier than I say go down if you need to. Otherwise, once more, a little bit higher. And then exhale, slowly feet down. Release those arms or hands, forehead to the mat, hands under your shoulders. And again, another press back into child's pose. Take a moment there, just relaxing. Deep breath in, relax. Feel that stretch through the lower back. And then inhale, we're going to sit all the way up. Bring the feet all the way to the end of the mat or way out in front of you into staff position. Get that core activated for support as you roll onto your back. And just a little reclined integration into corpse position so that we can do our final twist. So take a moment there. Allow your body to release and relax into that surface beneath you. Get connected and adjusted into that sacrum area especially. And then bring your hands to T position, straight out from your shoulders, palms up. And we're going to slide the heels or the hips slightly, sitting bones toward the heels as you bend your knees. And bring one foot in, bending it, and put the foot on the opposite leg. We're going to do our chiropractic twist. So, keeping the foot on the knee, we're going to roll all the way over. So right leg is bent. Roll all the way to the left side, otherwise do the opposite direction. So you're coming all the way onto your side. Keep your head down, pad under it if you need to for your neck. Hands are together in front of you on the floor, knee is all the way down. Hold the left hand on your knee, assuming your right knee was the bent knee. And bring your right arm right above your shoulder. So not down toward your hip, not up toward your head, but straight up, palm open. And let the back of your hand lower behind you as you keep turning to look at it. If you keep the knee down, you'll get more twist in the lower back. Be gentle there if you need to. Let that knee come up. Otherwise, hold the knee down and you'll maximize that lower back twist. Hand coming toward the floor, head turning for that middle back and neck and shoulders. So remember, personal practice, do what's right for your body. If your hand stays in the air, that's okay. Just let gravity do the work when your shoulder and arm are willing to move further as that middle back releases. So take a breath, just exhale and relax. Head turning only as much as your neck and shoulder need. Deep breaths, just relaxing as much into your twist as it wants to go today. When you're ready to release, let the left hand release the right knee and just simply roll onto your back and slide the foot near the other one. Take a moment feeling that circulation through your spine, especially in that lower back area, or wherever you're noticing it, because remember, personal practice, noticing your yoga frame of reference internally. And of course, we need to twist the other way. So feet hip width apart, relax into that lower back sacrum. Sitting bones towards your heels, knees slightly bent, and bending the left leg, foot on the right thigh. Rolling all the way to the right side this time. Head on the floor, hands together in front of you, and knee all the way to the floor. Take your right hand on the knee and bring that left hand up toward the ceiling, looking at it, and keep looking at it as you lower it right at shoulder level behind you. So knee only on the floor as much as your body wants, arm only going toward the floor as far as your shoulder and arm and spine want to go. And again, just breathe and relax. Turn your head as much or as little as your neck needs at once. And again, remember, personal practice, just deepening your twist or not, depending on what your body needs today. Deep breaths. Exhale, and just letting gravity do the work whenever your spine, your body is ready to go a little deeper, if it is. So again, just take a moment, releasing and relaxing. And when you're ready, of course, to end your twist, just letting go of the knee and rolling onto your back, sliding that foot back, and moving into corpse position for our relaxation. So again, shoulder blades towards your waist, hands palms up, sitting bones slightly towards your heels, with that sacrum nice and connected, and then just relax. Close your eyes and focus inward. Let the belly move as you breathe. Let the muscles release and relax, and just let your body sink as it grows heavy, deepening into the earth embrace. Nice deep breaths. Exhale intention. And just draw in awareness and peace. Exhale anything you no longer want or need. Tension, pain, anxiety, whatever you want out of your life, just let it go. And as you breathe in, just allow that awareness to fill you, releasing anything that's still tense or tight. As your body grows heavier and sinks deeper into the earth embrace, just allow your mind to release your body from awareness. Let it go. And as new thoughts come to your mind, as they will, just let those thoughts drift away without attention. The thoughts will keep flowing in, just let them flow out. Remembering always, it's the job of your mind to keep producing thoughts. It's your choice if you pay attention. And at this moment, there's no thought you need to remember. Just let them drift away without awareness. Filling your mind with peace, your body with peace. Just in peace. And as always, if you want to keep relaxing, feel free to stay in your relaxation just as long as you would like. Or if it's time to reactivate for the rest of your day, just begin drawing energy and awareness back to the moment, to the room, to your body. And begin breathing more deeply, stretching your body gently, however feels good for you. You may want to slide those sitting bones toward your heels as you bend your knees. Get that lower back good stretch along the floor. And when you're ready for your final yoga hug of appreciation, just knees bent up toward your heart and wrap your arms around you. And when you're ready, roll to the side and sit back up, getting ready for the rest of your day. Thanks for joining me.